Today we're not discussing statistics and lineup. Today we're going to find out why such a huge police force in England decided to ban an entire fan base from attending a Europa League match. By the end of the video, you're going to find out why Maccabi Tel Aviv's fans and support staff has landed up in headlines. They were banned from attending the Aston Villa match. Was the ban justified? You're going to find out why police force thought that they are a huge security risk to the people of Birmingham. Come, let's find out. Before I talk about the Maccabi Tel Aviv fans, I want to give you a bit of context. So Aston Villa qualified for Europa League. When the draws were taken out, it was decided that we will play a match against Maccabi Tel Aviv. Then the fixture was decided and Villa Park was going to host this match. Suddenly, the West Midlands Police announced that Aston Villa should do a complete ban on ticket sales to Maccabi Tel Aviv fans. The fans thought this was an anti-Semitic move. There was a lot of noise and anger, and suddenly this issue was discussed in the British Parliament. Now, the ministers there felt that there cannot be a ban to any kind of club or community based on where they come from. So they asked the West Midlands Police to lift the ban. Now, the West Midlands Police thought that this is going to be a law and order issue and they're going to be working on the ground level and they don't want any violence to erupt, and that is why they had asked for this ban. So now there was a dissonance between the parliament and the local police. Any which way, the club decided to sell the tickets back to Maccabi Tel Aviv fans, but by that time they were so angry that they decided that even if Aston Villa is selling tickets, we are not going to buy. They said that it is going to be a security threat to them as fans who come to a different city, and that's why they're asking their fans to not buy any of these tickets. Anyway, now this match, but the club is coming and this match is happening on 6th of November, and I'm going to talk about just the fans and why they're known to be so notorious and what is this whole issue. Is all the anger justified or not? Through the video, I'm going to take you through 6 very well-documented reasons for why West Midlands Police had asked for this ban on Maccabi Tel Aviv fans. They are an extremely racist and notorious group of people. They have in the past shown enough reason for this ban to be justified, and I will take you through them one by one. For me, the first and very important reason for this ban actually comes from a very recent incident. In November 2024, Maccabi Tel Aviv was playing a Europa League match against Ajax in Amsterdam. Now, during this match, a lot of Ajax fans wanted to show support to Palestine, and they were also trying to call out everything that Israel had been doing in the country since last 2 years. So they carried these Palestinian flags, and the Maccabi Tel Aviv fans see it and they get so angry. They got violent in the stadium. They started tearing the flags apart, and even after the match on the streets there was a lot of violence created by the Maccabi Tel Aviv fans, to an extent where they were chanting anti-Arab slogans. They shouted death to all the Arabs, and all of that created violence in the city, and a lot of Maccabi Tel Aviv fans were actually arrested by the police. So this incident becomes one of the primary reasons for West Midlands Police to be scared, because Birmingham has a huge Muslim population and a huge Asian population, and they're worried that when fans with such fanatic sensibility come to their city, they can only wonder what's going to unfold. The second reason for me for this ban is that Maccabi Tel Aviv fans have a history of chanting racist, anti-Arab slogans. The Amsterdam incident was not the only one. In the past also, they have a history of doing this. In fact, they go to an extent where they bullied their own team players. When there was a black player or there was an Arab player, they are extremely hateful towards their own team as well. In fact, the New Israel Fund documented all this violence, and in the world, they're known to be the most racist fan base ever.
הכל בסדר.
תראו מה זה? איפה השמות? מה זה?
The third reason for me is that Maccabi Tel Aviv fans are not just violent inside the stadium, they have a history of creating ruckus outside as well. There are political demonstrations that take place in Israel itself, right? And Maccabi Tel Aviv fans have often been found to be disrupting these political demonstrations. They are an extremely politically mobilized group themselves. So the local authorities fear that with this kind of mindset and anger inside them, when they'll travel to Birmingham for a match like this, they will be, other than the stadium, will be occupying spaces in which they'll be renting out spaces to live, hotels to live at, and then there'll be pubs that they'll visit, and they want to save their local residents from this kind of angst and anger that this club comes with. So the fourth reason is that Maccabi Tel Aviv fans have a very organized support group. There is a ultras group known as the Maccabi Fanatics. Now they are extremely well networked. For those of you who don't know what ultras are this extremely fanatic group of football fans. They chant hateful slogans all the time, and they do it in a very organized fashion. So one of the reasons why Amsterdam incident blew so much out of proportion was that there were these fan groups that came out of nowhere, and they were not just the people who bought tickets to the stadium. This was a well organized attack on people who wanted to raise their voice against what Israel had been doing in Palestine. So with this kind of organized setup that comes behind you and the fanatical energy that they come with, it is extremely dangerous, and that is why the police thinks that it is going to be a law and order issue. The fifth reason is kind of connected to the fourth one. When I spoke about how this fanatic group is extremely well networked and organized, what they also do very smartly is use social media. There is enough evidence that during the Amsterdam unrest, a lot of social media posts were made in which people were asked to come out on streets and be angry, and all call to action happened on social media. In fact, the Amsterdam police had said that they were kind of prepared for the traditional protests to happen. It was this flash action that happened because of the online posts that they were not prepared for, and they find that this was one of the primary reasons for the matter to escalate and go completely out of their hands. And I think West Midland Police doesn't want a repeat of that, so this is as a precautionary measure they were asking for the fans to be banned. So the sixth reason for me is this pattern of violence, like whether it was the Amsterdam incident or whether it was to use social media in promoting their hateful messaging or what they do within their country to their own players, talks about a pattern of this fan base. Now when I say this, I'm not saying that every Maccabi Tel Aviv fan is a racist person and is an extremely violent person, but there is enough proof that as a group they have created a lot of nuisance and violence, and it was a protective measure from the local police's side to ban them. Other than these reasons, what I also feel is that there is a very one-sided reportage that has happened on this whole incident. Like when I was hearing that Maccabi Tel Aviv is coming to Aston Villa and they've banned the ticket sales, all I heard was it is anti-Semitic, and when they were allowed to buy tickets also, their fans were like, it is really a big threat to our security and we're not going to come and all of that. It is only when you deep dive into it, you realize that this club has a history of such violent things that the fans have done, and a lot of it is not reported so widely. In fact, if you look at what happened in Amsterdam, it is very sad that some of the first reportage that happened after that violence was actually blaming the Moroccan fans to have done all the violent things. In fact, they were the reasons, the media said that they were the reason why the thing got so violent and out of hand, and It was much until later that the investigation happened and the arrests happened, is when it came out that it was actually the Maccabi Tel Aviv fans who instigated this whole thing, and they were the ones who were being violent. So it worries me a lot that when they come to UK in Birmingham with such a big brown population, if something like this happens, I am not even too sure will the reportage be objective in this whole matter. So the other part of this whole incident is that why is this match even taking place in the first place? Now, Maccabi Tel Aviv fans set aside, this is a club that's coming from Israel, and one wonders that when Russia was banned by UEFA, once they waged a war against Ukraine, there is still no ban or no kind of withdrawal that's happening towards a country that has been declared a war criminal in international courts. And what makes this matter even more sensitive is that Aston Villa has its roots in Ireland and Scotland, and they're famously pro-Palestinian in their stand. And now they have to play a club that's coming from Israel. And what are the two sides to it? Like, either the club refuses to play, and in these kind of situations, when the Ireland women's basketball team had said that they're not going to play against Israel, what happened eventually was that the Israeli team got all the points and they had to miss their spot. So in that way, by not playing a match against Israel, you gave their club more power and in fact a victory by not playing. So I think not playing is not a solution. There is a ban required from the bigger organization, because a club refusing to play only means more points for the Israeli club that you want a ban against. So I feel that UEFA needs to look into this, and one needs to question why Russia got a ban when they attacked Ukraine and nothing's happened for Israel. So the thing I want to leave all of you with is that when the Maccabi Tel Aviv violent fans were banned from buying tickets in Villa Park for the Aston Villa match, why was this considered anti-Semitic? Like, every time violence is questioned or fanatic behavior is questioned, how can that be anti-Semitic? What does it mean to be Jewish? Does it mean to be violent and radical and be a fanatic? I don't think so. But every time you call a ban on these things anti-Semitic, I think Jewish people are doing a disservice to themselves by calling these things anti-Semitic.
I think the framing of it is a bit bizarre, because it's not Israeli fans, it's Maccabi Haifa fans or Maccabi Tel Aviv fans. And no other situation where fans have been removed from a game has it been framed around the ethnicity of the people attending. In Celtic fans get removed from football games, 3 I think in the last 3 years, they were framed as Celtic fans. They weren't framed as Catholic, for example.
Or Scots.
Scots. I think the other thing is that we have seen, when West Midlands Police are responding to credible intelligence. And unless you believe that West Midlands Police has a weird agenda, they are protecting British citizens by removing them from the actual game, by the way, which they're still allowed to travel into the country. So it's just the actual in-stadium game because of previous clashes that have occurred. It sounds like the right thing to do for me. I think, again, we have seen what have happened where football fans have been mismanaged. We've seen it in Heysel. We've seen it multiple times where English teams were removed from European competition for 5 years, Liverpool 6. Off the back of this, there is precedent for doing so. I don't quite get the framing and the focus on it as something that is anti-Jewish people, which I think is just wrong.